Grilled cheese is one of nature's most perfect sandwiches, but how do we make it live up to its full potential? That's what we'll be covering in today's video, how to grill the perfect cheese. Now there are three and a half main things that go into grilling the perfect cheese. Number one is your bread. Number two is the butter or the whatever fat you're grilling your cheese in. And number three is the cheese itself. And number 1/2 is the utensils you use to grill your cheese. So that's where the 3.5 comes from. So number one is the bread. Now the bread is the basis of your grilled cheese. It's the thing that holds it together. It's the thing that makes it easier or harder to grill perfectly. Now, if you're a beginner at a grilled cheese, what I'd suggest is some sort of soft bread, soft white bread, like a soft sourdough, or just a plain white bread. These guys are gonna be the easiest to grill to get that nice crust on them. They're just easy, simple, classic. Even if you're an advanced grilled cheeser like me, you can't go wrong with a classic bread. Gets a little bit harder once you start adding nuts and oats into the mix to your bread. I've found these a little bit harder to use, but since I'm advanced, that's what I'm using today. Also, because this is the only bread we have on hand, so that's what I'm using today. I found breads like these tend to burn, but maybe that's a skill issue, except it's not because I'm good at grilling cheese. But they are a little bit trickier, in my experience. Set that over there. Number two is the fat that you use to grill your cheese. Now, people have opinions on this. Butter is a classic. We got butter over here. Butter, right there, classic butter. Easy, simple, beautiful, classic. Some people use margarine in an attempt to make it easier to spread on their bread and not destroy it when they're trying to spread the butter on the bread. Now here's the thing. My experience doesn't work. I don't care if you got margarine, I've done it. It still eats the bread up, it's bad. Same thing that butter does, margarine does. Doesn't work. If you really want to be able to just spread the fat on your bread before grilling it, what you're gonna wanna use is mayonnaise. The thing about mayonnaise is that it'll kill you. The thing about mayonnaise is it's very spreadable, very soft, even though you keep it in the fridge, which makes it ideal for grilling cheese. Now here's the thing. People will look at you weird if they haven't heard of this before and you suggest it. Which is why I'm not using this for my sandwich, because I don't want to be looked at weird. I have taken on the onus of suggesting mayonnaise as a fat to grill your cheese in, so that you guys know it's an option. But I'm not gonna do it so people don't yell at me. Now, you could also, I guess, grill cheese in olive oil or something, but I don't know why you'd do that. That's way more of a panini thing than a grilled cheese thing, and those are two very different things. If you're gonna panini your grilled cheese, that's a panini cheese, not a grilled cheese. Those are different. Now, number three is your cheese. Now, this is where you get to figure out what flavors you want. Do you want a sharp cheese? Do you want a mild cheese? Do you just want to use whatever's in the fridge because it doesn't really matter? It's a grilled cheese, they kind of all taste the same anyways, which is what I tend to do. Now, here's the thing. The cheeses you choose do matter. You want something gooey, you want something that'll melt, you want something that'll get soft. So don't use Parmesan. I don't know of anyone who's using Parmesan in a grilled cheese, but I wouldn't do that. I tend to go for Havarti, provolone, cheddar. What I try not to do is use, good at my job, shredded cheese. Now, shredded cheese, super easy. It's nice because you can get these blends where you get different cheeses in them. But the sucky thing is they have the anti-sticky powder on this stuff. If you've ever stuck your hand in a bag of shredded cheese and grabbed shredded cheese, you know what I'm talking about, where it's all powdery so that they don't stick to each other and clump up. You want the clumping in a grilled cheese. You don't want it to not clump. You want it to all get gooey. And sure, over a long enough period of time, over low enough heat, it'll clump. Great, fantastic. But in my experience, it doesn't clump in time for the flip. And you want it to be clumped for the flip, or at least easily flipped. Stuff like that, it's gonna fall out of your grilled cheese. You don't want it. You're gonna lose precious cheese to the pan, and then it's gonna burn on the pan and it's gonna be bad. You don't want that. You can also use this to do that weird cheese crust thing people do where they grill the cheese, grill the bread on the cheese to give it a little crunchy thing. I've done that before. I don't do it often, but I've done it. So that's one of the use cases for it, but I just don't tend to use it. If you want to use a pre-prepared cheese, what you're gonna want to get is pre-sliced cheese. Now these guys aren't gonna have those powdery bits to them. even though it's like cheese on cheese, they've got those paper slices between them oftentimes, not always. The Tillamook ones have paper slices. And that's what keeps the slices separate and easy to separate. It means that you're keeping the gooiness, you're not getting any of the weird powdery stuff that makes it not stick. Also, like the bigger slices make it easier to do the flip because they're not gonna fall out of your grilled cheese as much because they're in bigger pieces, which is great. You can also, of course, slice your own cheese. This is the remains of a block of cheddar. You can kind of see there. There's not much of it left, but I will be using that because I like cheddar. That's kind of all the cheese stuff. You can kind of like do whatever you want with the cheese. Oh, American. So I don't like American. It has its places, and those places are basically only on breakfast sandwiches and maybe a burger every once in a while. We do have some like fancy American cheese currently, but I don't do American. I mean, you can if you want. Like, I'm not gonna judge you. I just don't. So, you know. Number 3.5 is the utensils. Now, the biggest thing is the pan. I'm gonna use a nonstick right here, just cause it's the easiest. You're not gonna like stick your bread to the pan. Great, beautiful. Easy. You can use stainless steel as long as you know how to use it and make it not stick. You can use cast iron, and I know some people, the people who own their cast irons, are gonna be like, why would you not just always use a cast iron? And to that I say, it's a lot of work. Now, here's the thing. If you do use a cast iron, you can wash it. Washing is allowed. Wash your cast iron. The thing you don't want to do is leave it wet because then it'll rust. Like, that's the whole reason people say don't wash your cast irons. It's because of the rust and not because you actually can't wash it. Like, if you wash your cast iron, dry your cast iron, take your cast iron, put it on the stove, get it hot, rub the inside with some olive oil, or oil, neutral oil probably, like avocado or whatever else is a neutral oil. That's a term I learned a few months ago and now I kind of know what it means. You're fine. Your cast iron won't rust. You just gotta take care of it. But wash your damn cast irons. Now you're also gonna need something to flip with. Now, there's a couple options for this. Number one is just your normal spatula. These work great. You could probably use a butter knife. I know I've done that when I don't wanna get multiple dishes dirty and I just wanna get like, you know, butter, and then I flip it and I put it in the pan and then it's fine, and I just flip it with the knife and it's fine. You could also be fancy with it. I got spatula tongs. Yeah, you grab it and you flip it and then it doesn't fall apart, mostly. But I will be using a traditional spatula because they're easy and I'm good at flipping grilled cheeses. Okay, I think that's all the stuff. I need to like actually prep my grilled cheese now and get the cheeses ready. Beautiful tiny bit of cheddar. I'm just gonna get some little slices. I would do these in like big actual normal slices, but like I don't want to cut my hand off. So we're gonna do these little cheddar, they're not even cheddar spears, they're like cheddar angles. Tread rectangles. No. I don't know, some combination of rectangle and cheddar. Probably should have cut some of these a little thinner, but it'll be okay. We'll cover how to deal with thick cheese. All right, I have all my grilled cheese supplies over here. We're ready to start grilling, and I'm gonna make sure I'm actually in frame. Yeah, that's all in frame, we're good, we're fine. Now, here's what we're gonna start with. I said I'm using butter, and I am, but here's the secret. If you wanna use butter, and you wanna make sure it doesn't like break up your bread, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna turn on your burner. You turn on your burner and there's gonna be this little like, you see this little scratch down here? Right there? You're gonna turn your burner on to just below that little scratch on your burner. If you don't have one of those, I don't know what to tell you, you're kind of screwed. So that's where you're gonna turn your burner to. Now, you're gonna take your butter dish. Beautiful. What you're gonna do, you're gonna take some butter, you're gonna cut off a little bit of butter. This is actually pretty soft, I'm kind of surprised by that. Cut off your butter. You can do this one-handed so goodly. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna go back. You're gonna let the butter melt in the pan. Now here's the other thing about grilling cheeses. Some people like to grill both sides of their bread. Totally cool. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of work. I don't like to do it with this type of bread. If I'm gonna do double-sided grill, it's gonna be with like a soft sourdough white bread type. I'm not gonna do it with this stuff. That's too much butter, that's okay. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab 2 pieces of bread because we're making a full sandwich here. I'm just gonna do that. And I'm just gonna kind of do that. And that's gonna be too hot, so we're gonna turn down the heat. But then look at that. It's all buttered on the back side. And we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna like tilt the pan so we get all the butter in the middle. And we're just gonna do this. And you do the same thing with the quesadilla. I do the same thing with the quesadilla. This one, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna leave that guy in there and start cheesing up my grill. So I'm gonna put the cheese in like that. And here's the thing, I got 2 pieces of hard already. I got 1 piece of this. And if that goes on there, it's not gonna reach to the edges of my sandwich. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rip my cheese into pieces, like that Papa Roach song. And I'm just gonna kind of spread it out. And that way, you get full cheese coverage, or at least like more full than you would otherwise. Don't touch the pan, it's hot. Now here's the thing about the cheese as well. It's critical to note that cheese and depression have an inverse proportional relationship. Now, if you've taken, or if you're in like 9th grade algebra, hopefully you know what it means to have an inversely proportional relationship. If you don't, inversely proportional, what it means, I can set these all up. What inversely proportional means, take notes kids, inversely proportional means as one goes up, the other goes down. So the more cheese you have, the less depressed you are. And that's what inversely proportional means. So if you're lactose intolerant and depressed, I don't know what to tell you, but that's probably why. Anyways, I got all my cheese on my grill, cheese on my sandwich. I'm actually gonna modify this just slightly. Now the name of the game is low and slow. It's like barbecuing. You want low heat, you wanna do slow so that it gets melty all the way through. Now one of the better ways to get heat is to trap it. It can't escape, it's stuck, we've jailed it. So now we sit here and wait and we chat and we just have a good time, you know? Or we like put away the bread and everything. That's also a good plan. Also this. I'll put this over here. Now here's the thing. You can check this as often as you want. Just try not to check it too much because, like, I mean, you want it to cook, but also, more important than that, you don't want to move the cheese around too much. If you keep lifting up the side, you're gonna adjust the cheese and it's gonna all fall to the back, and you don't want that. You want even distribution of cheese. That's important. Take notes. You can also use this time to run and go grab a soda or something if you so choose. Now be warned, if you do that, you'll come back and your cheese will be burnt. I've had that happen multiple times, it sucks. So just like, maybe don't do that actually. Maybe, I think if you grab sodas, your cheese automatically burns. Now here's the thing, if you did like butter the other side though, and you like did straight up like, not do the whole melty butter, rub the bread in the butter thing, the top piece of bread should have some sort of fat butter on it. You can watch that melt for an indicator of how warm the pan is. But I didn't do that, so I can also watch the cheese. If I take a look at that. It's melting, you can see it, it's sort of like going down the side there, that's beautiful. But it's not done yet, it's not ready yet. So we let it sit, we let it simmer. And then we take our spatula. You see that it isn't there yet. It's getting there, like that's getting pretty golden, but it needs more time. So you put the lid back on and you keep it at the same temperature, except maybe you go up just like a little bit because you did pull it down because the butter was like really warm. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to talk about right now while this cooks. I've been trying to make sourdough starter. I got some from my grandma, but like I used basically all of it in a sourdough discard recipe, and I think I killed it. So I don't know. We'll see if it comes back to life. Oh, no, it grew. It grew. It definitely grew. Okay, so it's alive. That's good. Fantastic. I can make sourdough French toast now. Or soon. Great, okay, so it's not dead. Ah! That'll happen. It'll fizz. And when it fizzes, you want to take a look at it. Oh, that's beautiful. See that right there? That's what you want. So now comes the flip. Now here's the thing about the flip. Here's the thing about the flip. Here's the thing about the flip. Be careful. We have over here what we in the industry call a perfectly good plate. Now, if you're scared, you can use this plate. You can either go for it if you think your cheese is melted enough and you're not gonna like have sandwich bits go all over the place, which if you've got shredded cheese, you're probably gonna have sandwich bits go all over the place. But what you can do is you can use this perfectly good plate. And if I put my little microphone down for a second, do this, put your finger on top. You can also do this over the pan, but you can do it here, readjust everything if you need to, pick it back up, set it back down, and go on your merry way grilling the other side and waiting another, what, like 3 to 5 minutes probably, roughly? Kind of eyeball it. You don't really have a timer. And then you get to try and wash all the butter and oil off your hands. Now, if you're like a functional adult, you might take this time to prepare some side dishes, maybe some fruit, maybe some crackers, just, you know, get like a well-rounded meal. Good news is I'm not, and this is the only thing I'm preparing. Actually, I'm probably gonna cut up an apple later, but we're gonna pretend that I don't for the sake of the bit. So yeah, I'm just eating this grilled cheese and that's all I'm eating, and that's fine. Ignoring the fact that I'm definitely gonna cut up an apple later. That sounds really good, actually. Now here's the thing, the second side cooks quite a bit faster than the first. So you might wanna check it a little bit more often. But it's not done. And we wait for our sandwich to finish its cooking. And we drink some water, because it's important to stay hydrated. That doesn't sound good. I don't like that sound. What's going on? Oh, that's just the butter. Okay, that's gotta be done. That's gotta be done. That's gotta be done. Ooh, that's some, yeah, that's done. Look at that. That's what we like to see here. Now you can do one more flip. Everything should be combined at this point, all goopy together. And there we go. If you need to, if you feel like the top side could have cooked a little bit longer, you can take a couple extra minutes, flip it a few times if you need to, just to really cook it. But if you're done, bada bing, baby. That's it. Make sure to turn your burner off so you don't burn your house down. But that is what we call a beautiful grilled cheese. It's perfect, it's golden, it's gooey down the sides. I should probably be using the camera that like I can actually see. You can see it back here. It's still recording. I just set it down because I think it's funnier if I speak into this microphone here. Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's exactly what you like to see right there. And it's really thin. Like that's grilled cheese standard. They're thin. See if I can do a little cheese pull. None of these are like super gooey. I don't like have any fancy cheese. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Ow, it's burning my hand. Oh, that's beautiful. This is gonna be, oh my God, hold on. We've done it. That's, oh no, that's gonna be such a pain to eat now. Why did I do that? Anything for content. Anything for content. Anyways, that is how you grill the perfect cheese. I cannot wait to eat this, even though now it looks destroyed and it is not Instagram worthy. That's the sign of good food though, is absolute demolishment. If you did like this video, maybe it will become a recurring theme of me cooking random stuff, and then I'll become like Drew Gooden, where he's not a cooking channel, but YouTube says he is for some reason based off of one-off video. So that's always a possibility. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat this absolute mess and have a great time with it. Hopefully it doesn't burn my hands again, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, remember to clean up your messes, kids. Remember to clean up your messes.